Hello Internet and welcome to this day in history for the 27th of October. As usual, in this video, if you go down in the description, you will see a list of people who appeared in it in case you get lost in the names. Where are we today? We are back in 312 AD. And why are we in 312 AD? Because it is on this day in 312 AD that, according to the stories, the Roman emperor, or rather the, at the time, Roman emperor claimant, Constantine, received his vision of the cross before the Battle of Milvian Bridge. If you are not aware of what the Milvian Bridge was, here is some backstory. In 284 AD, the Roman Empire was in a good bit of a disarray following its height 105 to 10 odd years prior. However, it was at that time that the man who can be called the second father of the Roman Empire, a fellow by the name of Diocletian, re-established the authority of the emperor and reorganized the empire so as to rather have one autocrat, in fact had four. More specifically, they had two lower emperors and two higher emperors who would each govern one part of the Roman Empire and which would then allow themselves to be more involved in the local aspects while also taking quicker decisions, so their actions didn't have to take a long time to reach the borders and so on, and they could all rule together in glorious unity. As everyone can imagine, this lasted for exactly one generation. Actually, it lasted basically only while Diocletian was around to make sure that everyone did what he wanted. Immediately after that, the various Caesars and Augusti, as the titles were, started fighting amongst each other, and by 312 we have gotten to the point where the two primary claimants for the sole throne of the Roman Empire was Constantine, who had been Caesar of the Western Roman Empire, mostly with his base in Britain, and a fellow by the name of Maxentius, who have done the emperor part down in central Italy. Of course, eventually it came to a civil war where the two would finalize who would get to rule the Roman Empire and then re-establish whatever governance they decided they should, and that was the Battle of the Milvian Bridge, which was actually tomorrow, but I doubt I will talk about it tomorrow, because today is a lot more interesting from a future perspective. Constantine won, and Maxentius, trying to escape from the battle, eventually drowned in the Tiber River outside of Rome. But what is the vision of the cross? Well, the story goes that the night before the battle, Constantine in his sleep saw a glowing cross in the sky and a voice that said, "In this sign shall you be victorious," or something like that. And it is, of course, Constantine the Great who later took that sign and established the Christian faith as the Roman high religion and the Roman state religion, even if he himself only apparently became a Christian on his deathbed. So yeah, that is basically why this is so important. This was the moment when Christianity took the step from being yet another cult among so many others in the Middle Empire and into becoming the, well, Western world dominating concept that it later became. It was already, of course, fairly well established, but it was when Constantine became emperor that the faith became important enough to start its spread and dominance over the entire European continent. It was also, of course, when they came out at this point that Constantine realized that this was a cult that had been mostly underground and there was a lot of people who didn't like each other in it. So he had to set up the Council of Nicaea to establish a sort of unified sense of what Christianity was, so his state religion wasn't riveted with its own kind of civil wars. There is some evidence, of course, that the whole vision of the cross was actually more a vision of the character that was known at the time of Sol Invictus, which was a part of the old Mithran religion, but Constantine might have figured that the two characters, the Sol Invictus and the Christian god, was one of the same. This would not have been the first time Roman deities had been mixed up like that, and whatever else, he did establish Christianity as the sole Roman state religion after his victory, and this was the single moment that Christianity became what it later became, or at least was set on the path to become the all-dominant religion of, well, most of the world, as it later became. So yeah, the Vision of the Cross, this day in history, on the 27th of October, 312 AD. I hope this has been of interest to you. Until next time, I have been the Sage, and I wish you all a very happy day.